Welcome. Today I am going to give you a tool so you can understand whether now is a good time to buy or sell real estate in the Vancouver Westside single family market. And that tool is called SnapStats. Before we get into the statistics and what's happening in the Vancouver Westside, I want you to just take 2 minutes to understand a simple concept and a simple formula called sales ratio. Here's an example of a low sales ratio. We have 10 homes listed on the market and only one of them sells. Here is an example of a buyer's market. A high sales ratio would be 5 homes selling out of 10 listed on the market. Now this is a strong seller's market. You're going to have to remember these examples when we go and look at the statistics now, because this is a very important tool and a very important formula to remember. Here are the 3 different types of market conditions as defined by the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver. We have 3 market conditions. We have a seller's market. Remember, 5 out of 10 homes, that was a seller's market. But really we only need 2 out of 10 to sell to be a seller's market, or 2.1 to be exact, or 21% for a sales ratio. A balanced market, a market not favoring buyers or sellers, right in the middle, would be a 15 to 20% sales ratio. In other words, is 15 out of 100 homes sold, that's a balanced market. A buyer's market is a weak market, a market favoring buyers, where we have a sales ratio of 14% or less. Now that would be when 14 out of 100 homes sell or less. Now let's look at the statistics in detail. This is just an overview of what the statistics sheet looks like. We're going to look at each component of this information in detail. Remember, as real estate agents, we can only look back in time. Now, every month I get this information, and I get it not only for the Vancouver Westside, but also for East Vancouver, downtown, North Vancouver, West Vancouver, Ladner, Tsawwassen, Richmond. And not only for single-family homes, I also have this information for condominiums and townhomes. So you can get that information by sending me an email or giving me a call. So let's look. We're at the Vancouver Westside. Let's look at the top of the page. We're looking back into February 2014. On the right side, you'll see the statistics broken down by community. So we're going to look at which areas are really strong right now and which areas are weak. And we're also going to look at which price points are doing well on the left here. And next we're going to look at how many bedrooms it takes to sell a house. What makes a house desirable? Is it 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 7 bedrooms? Next we're going to look at the statistics and how they change from month to month and look for trends. We're going to summarize the market, and lastly we're going to look at a trend graph. And this is what you want to stick around for, because this gives you some really good information. So let's start on the right side. Let's look at the community information. And remember the sales ratio again. We're at a 41% sales ratio in Cambie. We saw 18 out of 44 homes sell, or 40% of the homes that were listed on the market sold last month in February 2014. Now this is a very, very strong seller's market. Same with Mackenzie Heights. 39% for a sales ratio with 11 out of 28 homes sold. Again, a very, very strong seller's market in Mackenzie Heights. Here's an example of a weak market. Southwest Marine Drive, 4 out of 35 homes sold, or an 11% sales ratio. Here we're under the 14%. So we're in a buyer's market in Southwest Marine Drive. Same with Marpool, buyer's market at 12% for a sales ratio with only 6 out of 49 homes sold. The yellow, here I wanted to show what a balanced condition looks like. And keep in mind, these are real statistics for February 2014. The market is really strong right now. But Mackenzie, in Kerrisdale, we're seeing more of a balanced market with 17% for a sales ratio, or 10 out of 58 homes sold. And at the bottom, here you see a total for the whole of the Vancouver Westside single family market. You can see we had 173 homes that sold in February, and 734 homes were listed on the market. And that's a 23% sales ratio. We're more than 21%. So we're in a seller's market, a very strong market. Here it is by price band now. You can see the $1.25 to $1.5 million category, 51% for a sales ratio. My God, I've never seen market conditions this strong. basically you've got a 50% chance of selling your home if you put it on the market in that price band. Here's a weak market condition, $4.5 to $5 million price category. Only 5 out of 37 homes sold here, or a 13% sales ratio. We're less than 14%. We're in a buying condition here. So if you have $4.5 to $5 million in your pocket and you're looking to buy a home, now's a great time to buy a single family home in the West Side in that price band. A balanced condition is in the $5 million plus category. And again, notice that the totals are the same as what we were seeing when we were looking at the community information. 173 homes sold, 734 on the market, a selling market condition at 23% for a sales ratio. Now this is very important to look at the summary here. This is the lower down on the page. We're going down the page of statistics. Days on market. Now days on market really gives you some good information. The Vancouver Westside is on fire right now. Anything less than 30 days on market to sell a home is quick. This tells me that if you're buying, you better act quickly. You better make a decision quick. And if you're selling, you're basically going to sell your home almost immediately. In January, it was 18 days to sell a home on average, and in February, 15 days. Now look at this. This is the sale to list ratio. Now this is different than sales ratio. Don't get them confused. The sale to list price ratio is basically how close are we selling to the asking price. Are we selling at the asking price, below? How close are we getting there? And in January, you can see we were very close. The sellers were almost getting what they were looking for. They were getting 98% of what they were asking. But look at February. My God, again, I've never seen this before. 102% for a sale to list price ratio. This tells me homes are selling for over the asking price. Now, this is very rare to see, but on average, we're getting multiple offers. We're getting bidding wars again. Vancouver Westside single family is very strong. Sale price per square foot. This is pretty obvious. You have a house that's 3,000 square feet. You take the sale price and you divide the square footage into the sale price and you get the sale price per square foot. You can see the sale prices are coming up. We went from 2.3 in January to 2.5 in February. The number of solds has dramatically increased between January and February. We were at 117 homes in January, 173 in February. That's very strong. We haven't seen that for a long time. And at a 47% increase. That is really great. The market's moving quickly. Inventory is staying stable between January and February at around 720, 730 homes on the market. So how many bedrooms does it take to sell a home? Well, you'd think 7 would be great. 7 or more bedrooms, you'd think it would sell very quickly. But when we get into these very large, expensive homes, not a lot of people have $5, $6 million to spend on a home. And that's where you see those 7-bedroom homes. And that's why the sales ratio might be a little bit lower there. 5 to 6 bedrooms, we're getting into a seller's market. We're over the 21%. 85 homes out of 387 on the market. And 3 to 4 bedrooms, this is where we're seeing a lot of strength in the market. And that could be because these are smaller homes now, maybe older homes that are being rebuilt or demolished. People are buying these old homes and they're tearing them down, unfortunately, and rebuilding these massive houses. So we're seeing that in the Vancouver Westside. And here's the 2-bedroom or less category. Not a lot of single-family homes have less than 2 bedrooms. That's why we have a low sales ratio here at 19%. So here's a summary. This is at the bottom of the page. You'll see the market summary. We're in a seller's market. We're selling at over asking price. There we go. We looked at this most active price bands. We saw the 1.25 to 1.5, the 52% sales ratio. A lot of activity there. And here's where you want to look if you're a buyer. Where's your best bet? Where should you be looking to buy as a buyer? And we saw Marpool and Southwest Marine Drive were your best options. Here's the seller's best bet. We saw Mackenzie and Cambie were very strong. I highlighted those in green on the community statistics page. Now this is where I want to spend a lot of time. This is the trend graph. The black line, this shows how the sale prices have changed from month to month. And we look back 13 months on this trend graph. Now, the red line is important to look at because that's the inventory. And I want to touch on this and spend a few minutes here. because the inventory has come down. And when you look back, you'll notice in September, the inventory was 867 homes. And that's pretty consistent when you look back. It was always in the 800s. The inventory was over 800 homes on the market. This red dashed line started to come down in September, and then in December we hit 525 homes. The inventory came way down, and then look what happened to the prices. They shot up. We saw prices go from October 2,050,000 to 2,468,000 in December of last year, and they've held steady now, and the inventory has stayed relatively low. We've come up just a little bit to 724, but we're still under that 800 listings on the market, and that's what's driven the prices up. And then obviously the blue line is the number of sales, and we've seen a lot of sales activity in February. 173 homes sold, and there you have it. Very strong market conditions in the Vancouver Westside single-family market. Thank you so much for listening today. If you'd like more information, give me a call at 604-808-9796. I'm happy to share these statistics with you. Or you send me an email. I'll add you to my newsletter, and it's no problem. You can get these statistics every month. But if you want real information on your specific home, this information isn't going to cut it. It's not good enough. You're going to need to do what's called a comparative market analysis, or I'm going to have to do that for you, and really study in depth which homes compare most to yours that have sold in the last little while. And that's very straightforward, very easy to do. So if you want to give me a call, I'm happy to do that for you. Again, thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you found this information useful.